Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. If you're someone that's been following along, you may or may not have noticed that I have missed my last two YouTube uploads. I'm okay with it, but normally most creators are going to jump on here and immediately apologize or promise to do better next week. And I almost did the same thing. But then I stopped and I asked myself something honestly, and it made me a little uncomfortable. If I ignored my life just so I can teach other people how to reconnect to theirs, what exactly would I be teaching y'all? That question changed a lot for me. So instead of pretending like nothing has happened, I want to tell you the truth, why I made that decision, and why I think it perfectly reflects what Brittany Smith and I are building with the Project Collective. Because this isn't really about two missed YouTube videos. It's about the kind of life we're actually trying to create. And this week was full, not necessarily busy, but full. We were finishing the weekend project, making final edits to our websites, preparing our live experience, and taking care of our new kittens, spending time together as a family, handling things that simply couldn't wait, and trying to stay present throughout all of it. Yes, there were moments I looked at my calendar and thought, I really need to get to today's video recording. And every time I felt that pressure, another question kept coming back. What is it that actually matters most right now? Sometimes that answer was work. Sometimes it was sitting on the floor with the kittens that needed a little attention. Sometimes it was having dinner without thinking about content. And sometimes it was simply allowing myself to stop producing for a few hours. The interesting thing is that nothing extraordinary really happened. Life was happening. The same kind of life we all have. The kind that doesn't care what our calendars say. So for years, I believed that being responsible meant showing up no matter what. I thought being dependable meant never missing a deadline. I thought success meant always producing. And to be fair, those beliefs have helped me accomplish a lot. They also slowly disconnected me from my own life and from myself. I became incredibly good at managing everything around me, from the appointments, clients, responsibilities, to the goals and plans. But somewhere in the middle of being capable, I stopped asking myself one really important question. Am I actually here for any of this? I think that's where so many of us end up. We're handling life beautifully. We're functioning, we're dependable, and people count on us. But if someone asked us when we last felt deeply present inside of our own lives, we'd probably have to think about it for longer than we should. And that's a really important difference between having a life that's handled and having a life that's felt. And they are not the same thing. And that's actually why Brittany and I built the Project Collective. Not because the world needs another coaching program, and not because people need more workbooks, and not because women need another thing to add to their calendars. We built it because we both know what it feels like to disappear inside of a life that looks completely fine from the outside. The goal was never to help you become more productive. It was to help you become more present. We're not here to help you squeeze more out of your days. We're here to help you come back to the life you're already living, because the goal isn't to build a life you consistently need a vacation from. It's to build one you can't wait to come home to. That's the philosophy that we have begun filtering everything we do through. If something helps you reconnect to yourself, it belongs. If it simply helps you do more while feeling less, it doesn't. That's why the weekend project follows such a simple path. Notice, release, return. Then we spend time anchoring what you've experienced and continue practicing that after the weekend's end. Notice comes first because you can't change what you haven't acknowledged. Most of us spend so much time thinking that we rarely stop long enough to notice what our bodies have been trying to tell us. Release isn't about forcing emotions to disappear. It's about creating enough safety that our body doesn't have to keep carrying everything that it's been holding on to. And return is exactly what it sounds like. Not becoming someone new or fixing yourself or earning worth. Simply returning to the version of you that existed before survival became your full-time job. Then we anchor those experiences into your everyday life and continue practicing them long after the weekend is over. Because awareness can change a moment. Practice changes a life. So let's do something together before we go any further. You don't need to close your eyes unless you want to. Just take a slow breath in through your nose. And now, without trying to fix anything, notice where your attention immediately goes. Is your mind already thinking about tomorrow, the laundry, dinner, an email you forgot to answer, conversations you've been replaying in your mind? Just notice it. And gently bring your attention back into the room you're sitting in. Look around you. Find something you hadn't noticed before. Feel your feet against the floor or the chair beneath you. And take one more slow breath in through your nose. That's notice. It isn't dramatic. It isn't complicated. It's simply choosing to arrive where you already are. So one of the ways we help people move from noticing into releasing is through EFT tapping. If you've never done it before, don't worry. There isn't a perfect way to do this. Just tap along with me wherever it feels comfortable. We'll start with the side of your hand. Even though I've been carrying more than I realized, I deeply and completely accept myself right where I am. Even though I've been measuring my worth by everything I accomplish, I am open to believing that I do not have to earn rest. Even though I've spent so much energy taking care of everyone else, I am willing to believe that I deserve my own attention too. And now we'll move to the eyebrow point. I've been carrying so much to the side of the eye. I've been trying to hold everything together under the eye. I've forgotten what it feels like to slow down under the nose. I've been living inside my responsibilities. Chin. Maybe that's why I feel so tired. Collarbone. Maybe I don't have to carry it all alone. Under your arm. Maybe it's safe to soften. Top of the head. Maybe I can come back to myself. And stop tapping and take a slow breath in through your nose. And let's do one more round. At the eyebrow point, I am allowed to choose presence. Side of the eye. I am allowed to honor my own life. Under the eye. I am allowed to rest without earning it. Under your nose. I am allowed to notice what I need. Chin. I am allowed to come home to myself. Collarbone. I do not have to become someone new. Under the arm. I only have to stop leaving myself behind. Top of the head. I am here. And go ahead and stop tapping and take one more deep breath in through your nose. Notice what feels different. Not perfect, just different. That's enough. If you're wondering what's happening inside the Weekend Project, it's honestly very similar to what we just experienced here together. Day 1 is about noticing, day 2 is about releasing, and day 3 is about returning. Then we spend 2 more days helping those experiences become something that lasts instead of something that fades by Monday morning. Everything is guided, everything is gentle. Everything is designed to fit into a real life because that's the only kind of life any of us actually have. Looking back, I'm actually really grateful that I missed those videos because if I had pushed myself aside just to stay consistent online, I would have betrayed the very thing I'm asking of all of you. The Project Collective isn't something Brittany and I teach. It's something we're committed to living. Sometimes that means the business waits. Sometimes that means the laundry waits. Sometimes that means the dishes wait. Sometimes that means the content waits. Because life isn't what happens in between all of those things. Life is the thing we're trying not to miss. So thank you for spending part of yours here with me today. If this conversation has resonated with you, I'd love to hear more from you in the comments. When was the last time you truly felt present in your own life? And if you feel pulled towards the Weekend Project, I'd love to welcome you in. Everything you need is linked below, and I'll see you in the next video.